What's up, Steeler Nation? Today the Pittsburgh Steelers lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. If it wasn't even obvious that that's what I expected. But the good news is it didn't hurt us. So we lose the game, but we make it in the playoffs thanks to Houston, the Houston Texans and the Denver Broncos. So thank you to both those teams. This was a very ugly game, and this was more than likely the worst game since the Browns game a few weeks ago, or 2, 3 weeks ago. And it it just the offense couldn't get going. Our tackles couldn't block worth crap, and all in all, it we were being really conservative. It was a very conservative game. And also, just before I get into this, JPJ, you fucking suck. You suck so damn much. I can't even get over the amount of shit that I've seen from one player is beyond me. I haven't seen a player like this just shit the bed since Artie Burns. Yeah. And we all know, every Steeler fan knows how that went. Just in terms of this season, he's looked horrible. Dante Jackson, ass. Besides his interceptions. He got injured in this game. I hope prayers up to him. He had a back injury. I hope that he recovers and can return soon. But my biggest question just here is, why do the Steelers refuse to activate Corey Trice? He's healthy. Why do you keep on making him a game day scratch? A healthy day scratch. I'm not understanding Mike T's philosophy there. What is he thinking about that says, yeah, we're going to keep Jackson in there? The whole point, or no, the reason we kept Trice or drafted Trice in the first place because we brung him in because we believed he could replace James Pierre. That's the reason you brung him in. He's seen one game this season. One game. And that was in the Chargers game? He had one interception. But you know what was good about that interception? He stayed in his coverage and stayed to his assignment. Something this secondary has refused to do all season. JPJ, Dante Jackson, and whoever else you want to throw in there. It's just bad, dude. Minka just is all around not good this season. He has not looked good at all this season. And I know people want to come, oh, well, it's not Minka's fault. It's Minka's having a pretty good year. I'm sick of people going against Minka. Listen, he's a player out there on the field. He's a player. What I expect from Minka is to make plays. He misses his tackles, which he still struggles with. I don't know why. He gets blown up at times in coverage. Just pointing this out there because I'm going to say it right now rather than anybody who doesn't want to fucking hear it. Minka in coverage at times this year has just been terrible. In fact, Let's go back to one of the games which he gave up a play. Last, I believe it was last week or a week before that. You could clearly see him. No, it was versus the Bengals. You could clearly see he was supposed to stay in coverage, but he got faked out by Burrow. He should have stayed with his assignment and stayed in front of, I believe it was, I forget the dude's name. It wasn't T. Higgins, I don't think. I don't know. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name because I can't remember it, and I won't be able to say it right. But he has been terrible in that type of thing. And it becomes a habit with him now for the past couple years. For the past few years, he's been good in tackling. Let's not pretend like he hasn't. But when you see this type of stuff, it makes you worry. Because guess what? After this schedule is over, you know what we got? We got playoffs. It's going to hurt it's going to hurt us if he continues to play like he does. Like that. He's good in coverage, but the man can't tackle this season. Nobody can. In fact, just to point this out, for you guys, Minka in this game had 2 tackles. He had 2 tackles. I don't even expect an interception because that's the thing. If you throw it down where Minka is, if he's in the area, he's going to pick it off. But I damn sure do expect him to be a good tackler. As for even for the rest of the team on defense. TJ had 2 sacks. Highsmith had a sack. And that was pretty much it. There really wasn't anything else that happened on defense. Now, we were able to keep Saquon at bay at 65 yards, but then you look at the prolonging problem with our secondary, which is stopping a receiver because they can't stop anybody. But again, this ain't the end of the world. It's a non-conference game. We'll be going to play the Ravens. Hopefully TJ's good. TJ left the game with what Mike Tomlin has said, a low ankle sprain. Hopefully it's not anything more than that. I hope it's just a low ankle sprain and it's nothing that's going to keep him out for weeks. I hope he can return to face the Ravens because we need him. I love Nick Herbig, but if TJ ain't in there, we have nobody else to back up Herbig. Nobody. Now, if TJ was in there, he wouldn't be backing him up. Wouldn't be backing up Herbig. But you get my point. There's nobody there. Mark Robinson. He forced a fumble, which led to nothing. Absolutely led to nothing on offense. TJ forced a fumble. He got a fumble recovery. Didn't lead to anything. This offense just was completely abysmal in this game. But again, it's in Philadelphia. We haven't won there since '65. Literally, put it in perspective for you guys. Art Rooney, our owner, was 13 years old the last time the Steelers won in Philadelphia. They haven't won since '65. That just is mind blowing. Uh, Above anything, we had one touchdown. That's it. That is all. That's pretty much all we got was and a catch by Mike Williams, which was our best catch of the day. I don't know why they have such a hard-on for Van Jefferson that they refuse to get Mike Williams involved. But again, the Steelers just shoot themselves in the foot. Mike Tomlin wants Van Jefferson involved because he's a veteran. Guess what? Mike Williams, veteran. Who's your best receiver out there in terms of getting those physical catches? Mike Williams. Van Jefferson hasn't done hardly shit this year. Or shit this year. Yeah, he had a few good games here and there. Above anything else, he hasn't done shit. So why would you go away, just in general, why would you go away from the passing attack, especially on a flea flicker from giving it to the running back, tossing it back to Wilson, pass down the field to Calvin Austin, and then you go for a toss play, which Najee fumbled, or he muffed the catch. He was too focused on what was in front of him on making the play instead of his eyes on the ball and then making the play when he's got it secure. Get rid of the freaking toss pass. Throw it in the garbage or toss play. It does nothing. It does nothing. Once in a blue moon, it will work. But don't do it that time. But hopefully we can clean it up versus Baltimore next week. Because that's going to be the real thing here. Can we beat Baltimore and sweep them? We've done it before. I do believe we can do it again. Baltimore hasn't swept us since 2019. That's when Duck Hodges was our quarterback. And our coordinator was fucking... shit. I forgot his name. That's how long it's... Or... how freaking horrible he was. But anyway, I'm not going to bother around knowing his name. Randy Finkner. But yeah, in terms of these games, we could have won. We could have won this. If we would have just been smart with the play calling, we could have scored on that drive. Not saying we would have won it, which we probably wouldn't, who knows. But I just don't see how we continue to be this inconsistent. It's going to shoot us in the foot come playoff time. Because look, this is the most confident this team has, that I've been in this team in a long time. They've came back from deficits this year. But you need to be more smart with your play calling, Arthur. That's for Arthur Smith. Najee needs to be more careful with the ball and focus on the ball and then worry about what's in front of him. This secondary needs to clean it up because I'll tell you right now, if they play anything like they did in this game, that the Ravens are going to cook. They are going to cook that secondary so bad. And I'll be honest, at the end of the year or at the end of the season, depending on if we even win any playoff games, I would not be mad if we let go of Terrell Austin and bring in somebody else. Bring in somebody who knows how to work with these defenses. Bring in a young coordinator who knows what to do, where to put these guys, how to develop them. Because, and I'm not going to blame it all on developing, but you got to look at the coordinator position and see how the scheme he's put together has been in questions. It's questionable, and it has been since Terrell Austin has been here. I wouldn't mind a secondary coach or something like that. And I'm not going to say offensive coordinator because, again, it's above all else, it's been really solid so far. So, let's just move on from this, go into next week, and beat the Ravens because we haven't lost in Baltimore since 2019. Last time we lost in Baltimore was 2019. So yeah, it was not really good. Questionable play calling. Our receivers couldn't do jack other than Ben Skoranek and Mike Williams getting a catch. And also I'll throw in Calvin Austin, who had a great catch. Wish they could have rewarded him with a touchdown, but of course we're just allergic to throwing the ball in the red zone. We could have went to Muth. Could have went to Darnell Washington or Williams or even Austin. But they just continue to shoot themselves in the foot. This right here is exactly why the Steelers have lost in the playoffs. It's their inability to be consistent. And it lacks that grit when we get the playoffs. That mean streak that will help you, like, for instance, bully ball, going out there just outplaying the other teams. We don't do it in playoffs. I hope that changes. But then again, you never know. It's a constant issue. And that's my worry is this type of game right here is going to translate over to playoffs. And if I'm going to say it now, I do believe that the Ravens and Steelers, if Watt plays, I'm comfortable in saying that we can get a win. If the offense steps up and the defense does their job. So, out of this whole game, Saquon Barkley, for instance, he only had 65 yards on 19 attempts. He averaged 3 yards a carry. So the defense did their job there. But Jalen Hurts had almost 300 yards in this game. 25, 32 for 290 yards. And 2 touchdowns. Not to mention the famous tush push. That's what it is. It's a tush push, or as they call it, the Philly special. Or, yeah, whatever. Is it Phillies? Yeah, something like that. I don't know. But anyway, we lose this game. Again, I'm not going to be down about it. You never want to accept a loss, but it's, again, a non conference game. So going in versus the Ravens, I do want us to get a win to get win number 11. These are when the games matter. Right now, after this game, these wins matter. Because I want to see this team go further into the rest of this schedule. Go in to Baltimore and kick the Ravens' ass. It won't be a blowout, but it'll be a close game. Go. The Chiefs are still up in the air. That's still very much up in the air. And then you got who did I believe, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. What? Really? Are you serious? This stupid computer. Don't do this now. But yeah. We get the loss, guys. My computer's acting stupid. It kicks me off the internet every time, and it's pissing me off. God, this is the third day, 3 days in a row. This fucking computer has kicked itself off the internet, and it's ticking me off. But anyway, yeah, the Steelers lost this game, and let's move on. Go into next week, get a win, and go on from there. Let's not let this turn into a losing streak, which I do not think that it will. So yeah, with all that being said, guys, that'll be the end of this video. Have a blessed night, day, wherever you're watching from. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I will get the next post game out, well, next week. And with that being said, here we go. So here we go, Steelers. Have a good one. Bye.